Hello, boys and girls. It was really exciting meeting those of you that I met today. And for those of you I haven't met yet, my name is Miss Cherry, and I'm your new second grade teacher. What I wanted to do right now is to explain some of the materials that you've gotten or that I will be dropping off at your home. All right? And they all come in this bag. So everybody should have a bag like this with their name on it. Okay? This bag is for you to keep all your school stuff in. All right, everything that you need is already in here. So everything in here you should be putting back in, and then you're gonna hang it up somewhere or put it somewhere where it's not gonna be bothered by your little brother or anyone else. It's just yours. All right. So this also has information for you to log in to Clever, and this should work. And also here is your username and password. On the back is how to get to my YouTube channel, which you already did because you're here, and also emails. All right, so that is the bag. So hang on to that all year. All right, and you can be using all the things in there all year. Okay, and next in the front pocket, that was here, okay, you probably found or are finding some other things. Okay, one of the things that you're going to find are some words. Okay, these are sight words that you need to know. Some of you may already know them. Some of you may not know them, but you need to be practicing them. You want to read them every day with your parents or your big brother, your big sister. And when you know them all, you mix them all up and then you do it again so that you know all the words really well by heart or on sight. Okay? I will test you on these, and every time you pass the test, you will get more cards. There are lots and lots and lots of words that we need to learn for second grade. So every time you know all of these cards, I will be sending you more to add on. Okay, it's really, really important that we learn all these sight words to help us with our reading. All right, so you're going to hang on to that. If you want later, I can send you a lanyard so you can wear it around your neck. That way, when you're out driving around or doing something, and you can still be practicing. Okay? You also got a container like this, and these are your math facts flashcards. Okay, we're going to have to learn all of our math facts by heart. We're going to need to know them and know them very, very quickly in order to be able to do our math. Okay, so in here right now, you just have your ones, plus one and minus one. Okay, so this is pretty easy. You should be able to do this, but let me just tell you what you want to do is you want to look at the card, okay, think about what it is and say the answer in your head. So if I say, this is my card, 8 minus 1. 8 minus 1 is 7. Yep, there's a little 7 on the back I can see. 6 plus 1. 6 plus 1 is 7. Yep, 7. 7 plus 1, 8. Yep. 8 plus 1, 10. Oh, it says 9 on the back, so I have to stop and think, okay, 8 plus 1 is 9, not 10. So next time I see this card, hopefully I will know that. So you go through all your cards over and over and over again so that you can say the answers really, really quickly. Okay? And then you mix them up and you do it again. After I find that you know all of these, you'll be getting more cards. So we're going to be doing our 2s and our 3s and our 4s and all the way up to, I think, maybe 12s. We're also doing our doubles and our complements of 10. So it is so important that you do these every single day. Right now it may seem easy for you, but by the time we get to the higher numbers, it's going to be a lot harder, and it's going to help you so much with your math if you can know these by heart. All right? So you need to be practicing these every day and these every day. And that's not during our class time. During our class time, we'll be doing other things. But one of the things that you'll be doing when you're not with me, but you're still working on schoolwork, will be to practice those. All right? Also, in your packet, you had a plastic bag, okay, full of all kinds of goodies. So let me go over what was in there. Okay? I have 2 pencils. Okay, one of them is sharpened, and this is really cool, boys and girls, because if your pencil is sharpened, it's not going to break when you put it away if you put this pencil cap on it. And it's a really good idea to sharpen your pencils before we start our class. All right, so sharpen your pencils and then put this on it, and at least one of them will stay sharp. Everybody got a pencil sharpener. Okay, you either got this kind or a different kind. So keep it in your bag. You need to have your pencil sharpener and your pencils for class, all right? These are given to you to keep using all the time. If it starts to get really, really small, I can give you another one. But if you lose them, okay, I'm not going to keep giving them to you. So please, when you are done, put it back in your bag, right? Also, in your bag, you have some crayons. Okay, these are only just a few crayons, but that's all we need right now. Later, you'll be getting a big box of crayons. We're just going to be using these for now, right? Also are some colored pencils. And I'll tell you later what we use colored pencils for. So these are old colored pencils, but they're really great because they last a long time. So I thought maybe you'd like to use these. Okay. We have scissors. Okay, remember to keep these in the bag. Don't let anyone play with these. We have 10, I think there are 10 or 11 of these two-sided circles. We're going to be using that for math later. Okay. We also have this, which we'll be using for base 10 in math. So make sure you put all the pieces back in because you're going to need them. And we have these. And these we're going to be using during our live class. So I might be asking you a question and you can go, I'm thinking about the question. And when you know the answer, you can go like that instead of saying, ooh, I know. This is just let me know that you're ready to share. Okay, this one I might ask you something that's true or false, yes or no, and that's what this one is for. False or no, yes or true. All right, so you're going to keep these handy because you're going to be using them sometimes with me. Okay, so I'm going to put all my stuff back. Oops, I'm sorry. There was also an eraser in here. Okay, I'm going to be putting this all back in my bag. Oh, there's one thing I forgot to show you, and that's your finger. Okay, you either got a witch finger or an alien finger or a monster finger, but you got a finger. And the reason that you got a finger is when we are reading, sometimes it's just kind of fun to keep track and point with your fingers. Okay, so after you use this, it also goes back in the bag. Okay, so everything should go back in the bag after you use it, and do not come and take something out of the bag and say, oh, I'm just going to use this for coloring and I'll put it back. Please reserve all of this stuff just for school stuff, okay? And because we will be using it over and over again, and you really need to have it. Okay, and again, remember to sharpen your pencils before we start our class. Okay, now I've got all my stuff back in there, and I can stick it back into my bag and I will know exactly where it is. Okay, now another thing you have is online classroom etiquette. And we're going to go over this when we're doing class together because there's some rules that we need to follow when we're doing Zoom classes that will make it be a lot easier for us, more fun, and we can learn. Okay, this is our calendar math. Every day, once we start our class, we will be doing calendar math. So you're going to go ahead and open it up to the next page, and we're going to go ahead and go through this together. We're going to do it every day, and by the time we get to the end of this book or the end of September, it should be really easy for you. So then you will give me this, and I'll give you a new one for October that's harder. Then we'll do that until it's easy, and then you'll give it back. I'll give you a new one for December. So it goes on and on and on until we're getting harder and harder morning work. But this is something we're going to do every morning. Okay? This is your reading and communication log. It's really important that you read a lot. I will be giving you stuff to read, and you need to be reading to someone. You can read to your mom, to your brother, to your sister. And what happens is in here, every day you write what you read. If you read 3 things, write them down. That's great. It says date, so the date. SW cards, that means sight word cards. So that means, did you read these to someone? If you read them to someone that day, you put a check mark. You write the title of what you read, and your parents or your big brother, big sister put their initials there. And you do this every single day. Later, you're going to be sending this back to me so that I can check it. A lot of the stuff you'll be sending back to me, and I'll tell you how we're going to do that later. Okay? So it's got page after page of that, so you can do a lot of reading. This side here, that's for communication. If you have a question or if your parents have a question for me, go ahead and write it down, and when I get this, I will get this every 2 weeks. When I get this, I can answer the question and send it back. All right? You will have 2 of these. Almost everything you have 2 of. One says A and one says B. Okay, 1 week you'll have the A one, then 2 weeks later I'll switch it for the B one, then we'll switch back to the A one. Okay, and you can see how that's going to work later. Here we have your personal dictionary. Okay, all the words, or many of the words that you need are in here. So be sure and use it and look it up. And also, if there are words that are not here and you might want to use them for a story or for writing a letter. So you can write it down. For example, N might be Nintendo, and Nintendo's not in here. So you can ask me and then we can write it and spell it. So the next time you want to use that word, it's in there. Okay, so you're going to keep this all year and you're going to use it whenever you need help spelling something. Okay, next we have these charts. Okay, and these charts are laminated. Later, I'm hoping to give you a folder that you can put them in and write on with the whiteboard marker. You can just write on these too. You can use these. I just thought later I'll give you a folder so it will be easier. But you don't have it now. You will soon be having a whiteboard marker that you need to remember to put the cap on and put it away so that you have it to use. But when we're going to use one of these, I will tell you which one. I'll show you which one and I'll say, get this one out. This is the one we're going to be working with, except we would do that right side up. Okay, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those, and they're double-sided. Okay, even this one is like this in the back, but that's okay because we can use it as a whiteboard. Okay, you can be using writing on it just like a whiteboard. Okay, now this, let me start here. These are just things that we're going to be working on and reading. All right. We're not necessarily going to read all of this. We're going to read some of it. But if you want to read it all and you're interested, go ahead and do that. But you hang on to it. Make sure it's in your bag in case I ask you to take it out and we'll read something. Okay, these are the first 2 units, government at work and characters facing challenges. So this stays in your bag unless we're using it. You also have this for math. And again, this is something that we will do together. I will tell you what page and we'll go ahead and do it together. So you don't take this out or use it until we're using it in class or I ask you to do it, okay? This is a notebook that you have. This notebook is going to be for writing things down. This has an A on it. You have another notebook that has a B on it. Okay? When you give me the A notebook, I will give you the B notebook to use, and then we can switch them back and forth, all right? When you're writing in your notebook, you always make sure you're on the next page and only write on this side. Okay, we don't write on this side, not right now. Okay, it's harder to see. So we're going to be doing that, and so when I say take out your notebook, this is what I mean. Okay, and you're going to be writing in here. Okay, this is your take-home folder. This you keep also in your bag. But every month, every 2 weeks, I'm going to be sending you a new packet of work. I'm going to be sending you a new packet of work in this. So when you get this, you take whatever's in here out and you put it in here. Right now, I have the stuff that we're going to be using for our beginning classes, okay? This is the pages we're going to use for English language arts or reading and writing. Okay, it says ELA to do together during class. So you don't do this unless I ask you to pull it out and we're doing it together. You can color it if you want. I really like coloring. I don't know if you do, but you could color the cover if you wanted. And then all of the pages have letters. So I might say, okay, please find page with the letter M, and we're going to work on it. Is that M? Yeah, M, and we're going to work on it. So it doesn't matter what the order is, it just matters what the letter is. So that's an easier way for you to find things. Okay, we have the same thing for math. Lots of different math pages that we're going to be doing together. Even if you see something and you think, oh, that's so easy, I can do it by myself. I don't want you to do it by yourself. I want us to do it together because maybe there's a certain way I'm going to explain it and you need to be doing what we're doing. If you want to do extra work, I have some things for you there too, so don't worry. So this is going to be for our math for the next 2 weeks. Okay? This is something that you need to do every day. Okay? This has English language arts on it. The back side has math. Okay, so you need to do this kind of like homework or the day before work because we'll be going over it together during our class. Some of this stuff you may not know, and that's okay because this does what we're called spiraling. So we might not even have learned this yet, but I can explain it, and the next time we go around and see it again, maybe we'll know it by then. But this has the day, the month, September, and the number 1. And it keeps going through. This is September, number 10. So on the 10th day of our class, we'll be doing that one. And I'll remind you which one we're doing, but you need to do both sides. Okay, here's the thing though. If you're trying to do this all on your own and you don't understand it and you're trying your best but you don't understand it, what you do is you take a red crayon or a red colored pencil and you circle what you don't know. Okay, make sure you don't block out the other things, but if you don't know this one, you're going to circle it or put a circle around the 6. That might even be better. If you don't understand this number 10 and you really tried, you're going to put a circle around the number 10. That way, when we do it all together, I will tell you what the answers are and we'll do it together and then you can write it. Okay, you can fill it in, but I will still know what it is that was hard for you. Whenever we do these pages, I'm going to be asking you to turn them in. Okay, the way that you turn them in is through your pouch. And everybody has a pouch like this. Okay, you have an A pouch and a B pouch. So when we've done work and I say, okay, go put it in your pouch, I want you to stick it in here right away so that when it's time to turn it in, it's got all your work in it. Okay, this one I will be giving back to you. So this is A. In 2 weeks, you're going to have all the work that I asked you to put in here and that we've done together in here. Then you're going to give this to me. But I'm going to give you a brand new one that has a B on it that has all the new work. So whenever I say put something in the pouch, it's really important that you do that right away and put it in here. So this will be getting more and more stuff until it's time to turn it into me. But when you get a new pouch, it's going to have brand new stuff for that week. So you're going to empty out the pouch. When you get new stuff, you're going to take everything out. You're going to find your home folder and you're going to put the daily work or homework in one side. And you're going to put the ELA and the math in the other side. That way you will always know where it is. Okay, so you need to remember to do that. In this pouch, you got a couple of things this time. Okay, one is some books. Now I know these books are probably pretty easy for you guys, but I do want us to read them together. And our books will be getting harder and harder and harder. But if it's easy for you, that's okay. You can still read it. Okay, so we're going to be reading these together. After we read them, you should read them to your parents or your grandma or your uncle or someone who's around to listen. When you read one of these, you are going to write it in here. So if you read this story to someone after we read it together, then you can write this story here. This one is called Cat and Rat. So you could write Cat and Rat and have them sign it. You will have already done, hopefully, your sight words once or twice, so you can check that off, all right? But I'm going to be giving you lots of things to read, and I want you to wait until we read it together, okay? Even if it's really easy, I want you to wait because maybe we'll be doing different things with it. So right now you have, well, I think 5 books in here, 4 or 5 books that we'll be getting to, and you also have a math booklet, and I'll show you how to do that later, okay? Also, you have this, okay? And this is from your sight words that you should know. So you need to do this within the 2 weeks, okay? Before I want you to turn it back into me. Now you all have a calendar. Oops, hold on 1 second. Sorry about that. I thought I had everything. Okay, you have a paper like this. Okay, this is that your parents should read. It tells us what our schedule is like. All right, what we're going to be doing every day. It also has a schedule where one of you will be with me for half an hour. We'll be doing Zoom just like this, but I'll be testing you or checking you. So Your parents should also look at which time and what day so that you can get back on Zoom with me. All right, so that's the start. Now, every other week, I'll be giving you more materials, and you'll be giving me the materials that you already did. This is just a calendar, okay? And when we're starting school, we're going to be about here. And we're going to do our work all through here and here and here and here and here and here. And when we get to here, you are going to give me all of your work that I asked you to put in your pouch, and I'm going to give you another pouch with more work in it. All right, so between the time you get the pouch and you need to return it, you need to be doing this. So I would say do one every day would be a good idea. Okay, it's got two different things on it. One is just the words, which you should know, the, to, and a you're going to trace over the top of it. Okay, then you are going to write it there all by yourself. Okay, and then you're going to write it again all by yourself. You can use a pencil or you can use a colored pencil. Okay, so if I were doing this, I would do it very carefully. So I did this, okay, with my red colored pencil, and you can do it with a colored pencil or with the pencil. You cannot do it with a crayon or with a pen. Okay, I only want you to do it with one of these things. So after you do this, you've got this word and you've written it twice. This word and you've written it twice. When you have written all of those words, printed out all of those words, you're going to flip it over. Okay, and on this side, it's got the same words. Okay, you're going to trace it like you did, and here's the word in cursive. All right, so you're going to trace over that, and then right here, you are going to practice writing the word in cursive. Now, it's not going to look great. Okay, cursive is kind of hard. It's not going to look wonderful. And in this class, I don't care if it looks wonderful. I care if you did your best. Okay, so if I were doing this, it's kind of hard for me to do like this, but if I copy this, and then I try my very best to copy that here, okay? And I do my best to copy it and practice the way the cursive is, okay? And if it ends up looking like that, that's okay. Okay, however it looks, that's okay because we're practicing. Just make sure you trace over the word here, trace over the word here, and just try your best. Okay, I don't care if it doesn't look like the word. Are you trying? That's the important thing. We always have to be trying. Okay, so you have right now 1, 2, 3, 4 pages of this. Okay, and I'll be reminding you to do it when you have a chance. Again, these are words that you should know. Every time you finish a page, or when you finish this packet, you're going to put it in your pouch. Okay, when it's all finished, you're going to put it in your pouch so that you will give it back to me. Okay? Another thing that you have is this. And these are some math quizzes. I don't want you to do them until I ask you to do them. There are 4 different ones. And don't worry, we're not going to do them all at once. Okay, we're going to do them to practice a little bit. And when we do this, if you're not very good at it, then you need to practice with your cards. All right? Then the next time we do it, maybe you're going to get a lot more right, or you're going to do it a lot faster because you've been practicing. So I will tell you when to do these. I will say get out your math quiz, and right now we're going to do A, addition, and A, subtraction. Okay, or maybe we're going to be doing D, addition, right up here it says D, and D, subtraction. So hang on to these. Every time we do one of these, you can tear it off or you can cut it off because you have scissors, and then you put it in your pouch. Okay, you're going to hear that a lot. I'm going to say put it in your pouch, put it in your pouch, so that you do go ahead and put that in your pouch. All right? This is something else that you have, and this is something that, again, you don't use and you don't play with until I ask you to do it. Okay, and this is something that's just going to help us with our reading and our phonics. Okay, and I will explain it to you when we are doing it. Okay, but for right now, what you need to do is just to hold on to it. Keep it all together until I say for you to pull it out. This is going to be really important because when we get to harder and harder words and harder vowel combinations and diphthongs and things like that, we will be practicing with this. When you're done with this, and I will remind you again when we do it, you're going to go ahead and read the words and practice. Okay? The day that we do it, you can read the words to your mom or your dad or somebody, and if you read the words to them, have them sign it, and then you put it in your pouch, because a lot of the stuff that's in your pouch, I'm going to be checking. And if you did your best job, then the next time I give you more work, there might be a little prize in there. Okay, there might be a Fortnite card, or there might be an eraser. Okay, so just do your best. Doesn't matter how smart you are. It doesn't matter how much you learned. It matters, are you smarter than you were yesterday because you practiced? Are you better than you were yesterday? We just want to get a little bit better each day. So this is for phonics. So this stays in your bag until we need it. Okay, and the last two things are things that you don't have to do, but you can if you want. All right, this is I can write to 1,000. You're going to take your pencil and you're going to write over the top of the numbers, starting in the beginning. Okay? Starting with this page, you're going to write over the top of the 1, 2, 3, 4, and you're going to keep going until you get tired. Don't keep going so that you're tired and messy. If it's messy, it doesn't count. It has to be very, very neat. So you can have a long time to do this. You can have a month to do this. Maybe you're not done with this until after Christmas because you're working on it a little at a time. Okay, but when you are done with this, when you get to the very end and you've traced every single number, this is the end, and the last number here is 1,120. When you're done with this whole entire pack, you put it in your pouch and give it to me. If you've done all these numbers and you've done them neatly, I will give you a prize, and I will give you another one of these that's a little bit different to do again. But again, this is only when you want to do some work. It's important to do the classwork that we did, and if we did something in class and you didn't finish it, you need to finish that before you work on this. Okay? The other thing that you can work on whenever you want is called your BAT book. Okay, my BAT book, my brain is always thinking. And the BAT book just has a bunch of different things that should be pretty easy for you. Sometimes they're fun things like this or like this. Now, the BAT book is for you. Okay, it's for whenever you want to do something, you can do any page of this that you want. And it can take as long as you want. If you're not done with this until February, that's fine. If you're not done with this until after Easter, that's fine. If you're done with it sooner, that's fine. When you have finished the whole thing, you're going to put it in your pouch, and I will be looking at it. Okay? Make sure you do every page, because if you do every page and I check it, even if it's not right, even if you did your best and you were not messy and you just did the best you could, then you will get another prize. Okay? Later I'm going to be talking to you about brag tags. Okay, that's something we're going to be doing for prizes. But this is when you want to do it. Okay, if you're really bored and you have nothing to do and we're not doing classes right then, get this one or get this one and work on it a little at a time. But when you are done with it, you put it back in your bag. Okay, it stays in your bag. All of this stuff stays in your bag. Okay, then when you're done with the whole thing or done with this whole thing, then you put it in the pouch. Okay, and I will be getting it. And I think that that is just about everything. Okay, so again, when you get the stuff that's in your pouch, you put it into your bag. Okay, keep the pouch, so when we do some work, I'll say, okay, are you finished with that page? Then put it in your pouch. If you're not done with that page, then you work on it after we say goodbye, because you're still doing classwork, okay? You have to finish that and then put it in your pouch. So I should see all the different things that we've done together in your pouch. When this is big and full, I'll be taking it and giving you another one with new stuff. So we'll always be exchanging and having new things and for me to look at your things. All right? So I think that that's about it. Okay. When we do our classes together, I really look forward to us being together and watching each other and sharing. But we really have to focus. Sometimes it's really hard to just stare at the computer. But I'm going to try to be interesting, and I'm going to try to not be going too long. Okay? But it is your responsibility to be watching. I can't make you watch. I can't come there and take your head and say, oh, okay, you need to watch. You need to do that for you. Okay? You're doing the work so that you learn more, okay, and you do better, and you maybe get a great job or a great career, and you can take care of your parents because they take care of you this whole time. So I really need you to focus. Oh, I forgot one thing. One thing that you had in there. Oh, I did say that. I think I did say that. Okay. I have some different things of these that I use, and this is just to get your attention. Okay, I might say, oh, you need to listen. Are you listening at this part? Or I might say, oh, now I must ask you a question. I must ask you a question. Okay, so I'm going to be doing different things too. And I think, boys and girls, I think that's it. Okay, I am so excited about starting our classes. Now, Miss Cherry is not really great at Zoom or technology, but I'm going to try my best. It's happened before that the technology has gone down. So maybe Zoom will stop and we can't figure out why. That doesn't mean you don't do anything. You can go onto our Google Classroom, or you can get your extra work and work on that. All right? Because I'm sure if it can be fixed, I'm going to fix it as quickly as possible. But if not, we're just going to have to wait and see. Okay? So that's everything that I have for you today. I hope you understood it, and this is really important, boys and girls. Do not take pieces out. Do not let your brother or sister or someone borrow your pencils or borrow your pencil sharpener, because you're going to need to use it all year for as long as we're doing distance learning, all right? So you have to make sure that you put your bag away somewhere where people will not bother your things. Okay? You need to keep your things in there. You keep your crayons in there. You don't take them somewhere and color something else. It's for school. If you lose something or someone breaks something, I might not be able to give you another one. So it's really, really important that you take care of your things. Okay? And that's about all I have for you right now. You can keep checking back because I will always be putting stuff up on this YouTube channel for you. I'm also going to be putting up another video that's just for your parents. You can watch it if you want, but it has a lot of different information that your parents will need. Okay? So, thank you so much for tuning in and watching, and I will talk to you again before you know it. Okay? All right, bye.